What's going on, guys? Dawkbro back again. I hope you are fantastic today. And today I've got a very interesting theory for you guys, and we're stepping back from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and 1, and we're going into the depths of 1987 Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And today's video about Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is about Mangle. So, as we know, apparently the children at the pizzeria ripped apart the parts from Mangle, completely destroyed it, ripped its heads off, arms off, everything, mashed it all together to make it an active double-headed fox animatronic, which is completely weird and strange how little children are capable to do such a horrid thing to an animatronic. And if we know from the past games, and in Five Nights at Freddy's 1, the kids don't do that to any other animatronic. They don't rip apart the parts. How are they supposed to do that? It's made out of metal, solid metal. How are little kids supposed to rip apart endoskeletons? I mean, come on. It's pretty strange how kids are apparently capable to do that. I doubt even I could do that, guys. I don't think I'd be able to rip open a piece of metal attached to another part of an endoskeleton. I would think it's literally impossible for someone so small to do that. So, I think the children didn't rip apart Mangle, guys. I think somebody much darker did this to poor old Mangle. Now, somebody hacked into the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 files a few weeks ago, and we discovered lots of different things about the whole game, which we've never thought before. We learnt about Balloon Girl's name. We learnt about that the marionette could actually stay in your office. We learnt lots of different things. And one very important one, what is going to back up this theory for me, so thank you very much, is that the minigame Mangle is stated as "he was here." Now, this is very strange to me because none of the other ones do that. None of the other animatronics in the minigames have a title saying "he was here" apart from Mangle. Now, this is where the theory begins. As we learn from the phone calls in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Phone Guy says that the toy animatronics have been designed to be safe for children, having criminal databases inside of them and facial recognition, which means they are very, very safe. They are able to record things like bad people, so if something bad does happen, they've got the evidence there to show it. So if any murders happen, etc., the toy animatronics will know that these have happened because they've got a criminal database, and we've also learnt from Mangle that there might be a radio inside of them to contact the police if something bad does happen. Now, this is what I believe. I believe, guys, that the murderer was wandering around the pizzeria and Mangle saw it. Mangle, the animatronic, witnessed this murderer, and that's why it states he was here. The murderer was here. He was here. Or maybe not the murderer, someone bad anyway, so maybe a bad guy was in there. Maybe someone working for the murderer. Something like that. And what I think, guys, is that the murderer knew that these have criminal databases and facial recognition, so they know if they do see a criminal or something bad happening, they would get caught. Now, what I think, guys, is that Mangle witnessed this. None of the other toy animatronics saw it. Maybe that because they were all the way over the stage, so they would not be able to see it. But Mangle is very close to other things as well, so I don't really think that the murderer would wander into a stage room. So I think Mangle witnessed this. And because it's got a criminal database and facial recognition, it was able to understand that this murderer was bad. And Mangle tried to record it maybe, or contact the police with its radio to say, look, the murderer is in the pizzeria, quick, come and help. But The murderer knows about this and acts quick. He knows that Mangle has found out what he's doing, and he destroys it. He rips it apart. He tries to destroy it as much as possible so he doesn't get found out what's happened. Now, there's more evidence of this, guys, because when Mangle does actually come into our office, its radio is broken. Its radio is broken, so it is unable to contact the police. Another thing, guys, is in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 minigame, Mangle is the only one active. If you look around, the toy animatronics on the stage are not moving. The parts room animatronics are not moving. None of them are moving. None of them. Apart from the marionette, of course, but that isn't classed as an animatronic yet. Mangle is the only one moving. Mangle is the only one moving in the minigame, which could mean something if the title of it is saying he was here. Maybe this could mean that he was active at the time the murderer was at the place, and this is the consequences of it doing that, trying to catch the murderer, but obviously getting ripped to shreds by it, and pulling out its radio to not get the murderer caught. And as we know that Phone Guy is a very suspicious character, maybe he's lying to us about the Mangle story. Maybe he's just saying that the kids broke down Mangle and ripped it apart, just to try and trick us and not tell us that it was actually ripped apart by the murderer. Because we know Phone Guy is a very suspicious person, so maybe he was actually lying to us about the Mangle story. Now, there we go, guys. That's what I think. Just remember that this is just a theory, it's not facts. Do not believe it if you don't want to. This is designed for you guys to think. It's not about who's right and wrong. It's just to open your lovely brains about the game and just to think about stuff like this, because let's summarise it. I don't think children would be able to rip apart a metal animatronic. Maybe a man would, like a strong man, or like the murderer, for example. He's a man, so he would be able to do something like this. Also, in the hacked files of Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Mangle states he was here, so obviously Mangle has witnessed something to do with he, and he we always see as being referenced to the murderer. And also, Mangle's radio is broken, it's completely destroyed. If you've noticed, its eyes have been jointed out as well. That may be interfering with its facial recognition. And the police radio contact might have been broken as well, which is why we can hear it when it's in our office. So it's unable to contact the police. It's unable to alert that the murderer was in here. And that's why the murderer attacked Mangle, because he didn't want everybody to know that he was the killer. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Just remember, it again, it's just a theory, so we can just be chilled about this. If you don't agree, it's absolutely fine. I read all the comments, so I love you guys so much. You guys are awesome. If you don't know me, become a Dawkbro and subscribe, and my Twitters and everything's down below. All the information's down below, and lots of love, and I will see you all next time.